I think because of the accounting guidelines, we sit with 6 months of Momentum and 1 month of Metropolitan, but those statutory numbers are not very meaningful to to create a base. So what we have done is we're also publishing pro forma numbers, which is essentially a combination of the two companies for 6 months, as if the transaction was done on 1 July. And I think that provides a good base from which to grow going forward. For example, the pro forma diluted core headline earnings of 1.2 billion rands for the two combined. And now clearly this base excludes any synergies and growth opportunities that will be created from combining these two entities. So hopefully we can improve on that.
How about the integration of the business? Have you started with that in earnest yet?
Yes, the integration is starting to pick up speed. Essentially what we've done is we've combined all the Momentum and Metropolitan businesses, and then we've restructured them into 6 focused business units, each with a different target market and product range. And both of them, each business unit have got Momentum and Metropolitan people in there, and really they're continuing sort of with the integration process, with the strategic planning process, and as we speak, we are making progress with that.
I'm sure lots of investors sitting scratching their heads as they look at all these numbers, because there is a lot to take in today. Embedded value a share increased from 18.11 rand to 19.39. Is that a fair indication of how the group has grown over the past year?
Yes, I think it's important to note that the previous embedded value per share was only a Metropolitan number. The new combined embedded value per share is 19.39 rand, as you say. Now, the total embedded value there is 31.1 billion rands, which gives you an indication of the size of the new group. Now, I think it's quite a complex set of numbers, but as I say, the pro forma numbers where we've combined the two businesses, I think give you the best indication, almost in a platform to grow from going forward.
What sorts of challenges do you face as you start to integrate these businesses, and particularly regulatory challenges, because we are sitting in a changing regulatory environment? We do have a number of things on the horizon, such as national health insurance, national social security proposals, etc. Do these create threats for you? Do they create opportunities? How are you approaching this?
Yes, we live in an environment where the regulators change the goalposts from time to time. But what is critical, a business of the size of MMI, we need to be a critical stakeholder in that process. We are consulting with the variety of stakeholders, private sector and government stakeholders, to really assist industry to shape the future of these. Our healthcare business is closely involved with the NHI discussions. Our employee benefits businesses are closely involved with the social security reform, and we really partnering government, so to speak, to really improve the access of these products to more people in South Africa.
So you do see a place for the private sector when we do get these schemes, if we get these schemes introduced?
Yes, I think it's very important in South Africa that we combine the skills and the capabilities of the private sector with government, and really on a combined basis, to really get the desirable solution. These things will clearly take time, and it's critical that the business of the size of MMI, that we position ourselves to be a strong partner in that process.
Economic capital, 15.3 billion rand at the end of December. So you say in the commentary, comfortably exceeds the current economic capital requirements. How's this going to hold up though under the FSB Solvency Assessment and Management Project? Would you envisage needing more economic capital?
Yes, the Solvency Assessment Project will develop over the next 3 years or so, but I think South African insurers are in a very strong position because the capital calculations are already risk-based calculations. And our capital adequacy combined ratio for the group is 2.5 times. So we held 2.5 times the regulatory minimum. That regulatory minimum will increase, but we are comfortable that we will have a sufficient buffer to be strongly capitalized in the process.
How are you seeing the South African consumer at the moment? Are you, and persistency ratios, perhaps talk about that, because we have seen the economic recovery starting to gain a little bit of traction. Households still very indebted though. How does that reflect on your business?
Yes, if we look at the 6 months under consideration, in both the businesses, Metropolitan Retail and Momentum Retail businesses, we saw lapses reducing and really approaching longer term levels. So consumer confidence is improving. The disposable income levels have started to increase a little bit. However, there are some red flags on the horizon with the risk of inflation increasing, which will clearly impact negatively going forward if it does materialize.
Where would you envisage growth in your business at this stage? Which areas of the business are the strongest?
I think what is a very strong building block for MMI is to really have a presence in all the different market segments, and we will be pursuing growth opportunities in all areas. Clearly at this stage, I believe the low to middle income target market will experience the fastest growth going forward.
Talk to us, you talked about all the segments. Talk to us about the reach that this combined group has, because it's really taken from the lower end of the market, which you got through Metropolitan, upper end of the market from Momentum, and across a number of geographies. What sort of reach and just how big is this company?
Yes. Firstly, if we look at geographical reach, we have a strong presence in South Africa, but also in 12 countries outside South Africa. As far as distribution reach is concerned, you know, there are sort of a little bit less than 5,000 agents combined on the Metropolitan side, and on the Momentum side, another 650 agents. As far as client base is concerned, we really cover the whole spectrum, you know, from entry level up to the upper income target market. And to put in perspective, the Metropolitan retail business cover about 4.5 million beneficiaries. The Momentum retail business cover in excess of 1.5 million beneficiaries at the upper end of the market. The combined healthcare business cover about 2.8 million lives. That's 1.1 million families. So these numbers give you an indication that, you know, we are quite a sizable player in the insurance-based financial services industry.
And you're also represented in a dozen countries outside of South Africa. What sort of scope do you see there? Because these really are underserved markets, aren't they?
Yes. Africa is a tough environment to operate in, and clearly we need to monitor the developments in the north of Africa quite carefully. But we believe if the needs for products are developed in the rest of Africa, because clearly the penetration is still very low, there is significant runway left in the rest of Africa as far as insurance-based financial services is concerned.